During the development of our SXA website, Sitecore released a new version of the software. So in this video, we want to show you how we upgrade our solution to the latest version of Sitecore and SXA. The first thing that comes to mind is that we need to update all of our items to Sitecore 10. I think the most logical step, therefore, would be to create a package of all of the stuff that you have in your Sitecore 9.3 installation and install that package on your newly or your fresh installed Sitecore 10 installation. Why can we do this? Well, because with SXA, with our implementation, we're leveraging all of the functionality that SXA offers. We are not really relying on any custom stuff in our Sitecore implementation. So we still use a vanilla Sitecore implementation with SXA on top of that. We could easily swap out that Sitecore version and replace it with a new version, since we're not dependent on the 9.3 installation. We are just dependent on SXA itself. So we can migrate our solution to a newly installed Sitecore 10 installation with SXA 10 on top of that. And to do so, we need to migrate our items to a Sitecore 10 installation.
Yes, and the installation we've done already. So we are not going through the installation process of Sitecore 10 and SXA. I think nowadays with the Sitecore installation assistant, the SIA tool, it's very easy to install Sitecore, and you have the little checkbox in the workflow that you can directly install SXA along with it. So it picks the right PowerShell extensions version, and I think within, let's say, 15 minutes, you are done with your new Sitecore installation. So that we have prepared already. But what we will do now is pack all the items. So the first step we go through is we are packaging everything that is outside of our site context and everything that belongs to our renderings that we've created so far. So we will have certain areas like, of course, the rendering items. So we will package up the whole solution folder containing all our renderings items in the subfolders. Then we have branch templates that, for example, contain the rendering variant setup. So we will also package up the whole solution folder. Then we have, of course, templates for the data sources, and we have modules. So all that we will package up. And then, of course, we should not forget to move also our few view files that we've created so far.
Yeah, and this is also really where adopting the Helix principles really helps us, because all of our, custom logic or custom items for that matter, everything outside of the scope of a tenant is stored within our solution folder. So we can just easily go through those folders and see what is the stuff that we need to take into account and put it into a package.
Mm-hmm. Once we've done that, we will create a second package that contains then all our content. So, of course, the tenant and the sites below, containing all the content and the presentation items and all that. Then, along with the tenant creation, there was also a media library folder created for us per site, and a folder called shared. So we will just package up the whole tenant folder that contains everything. And then also within the templates, there are some tenant-related templates created for our pages, for example. So these we will also package up. And I think then we have everything that we can move to Sitecore 10.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we are able to do this because we have a solution. Our implementation is based mostly upon configuration, so there's none to less code inside of our solution. If you were to have a Visual Studio solution with all of custom components in there and your custom logic, then obviously you would need to update all of your NuGet references. I might hope that you are referring to the NuGet package that we offer, and you need to update them to the newer version of SXA and build that solution just to make sure that all of those components are up to date as well.
Yeah, that's right. So we are in the beginning of our project, so it's very easy for us to upgrade. But also, if you are further in your project, that shouldn't be much of a problem. So I think, yeah, let's actually see that. Okay, so let's package all the items. Starting from top to bottom, we go first to the renderings, and then to feature, and here's our solution folder containing already the two renderings that we've created. So SXA provides a script to package up all the stuff. So if we go to on that folder on scripts, you find the packaging, and here we will start now a new package. So we want to add also all the sub items, so that's why we choose here to add the tree to the package. And if I'm not mistaken, Mark, I think the package is kept in memory somehow.
Yeah.
So we can add further things to the package until the point we download the package.
Yeah, and well, I don't want to go a bit too far, but in the end, you will also have the option just to download the XML, so the package definition for that matter. So not the actual package, but just the definition files. You could load it later on in the package designer as well. But just as a side note.
So here we take the root and the children, or root and descendants.
Let's take the root and descendants.
And then we will choose override, I think, just in case. Well, I don't think there are duplicates, but
no.
Let's do that and hit OK. So this has been added. After the renderings, we are going to add the templates. So starting with the branch templates, we will find them here. So also here on SXA tutorial, running the script, and now we have the possibility to add the tree to the package. So let's do that. Root and descendants override, and that's it. And then we have the templates feature. Also, this guy goes into the package. Override. Okay. And well, I said we go from top to bottom, but I missed our modules. So under system settings, we have feature and then also our modules, scripts, add tree to package, override. Okay. So I think we've packaged up everything that was created for us, or we created during the rendering creation process. So then let's download the package. We could basically go to any item and start the script under packaging, download package. So let's do that. Give it a name. So this is, well, give it a, yeah, SXA tutorial renderings. Oh, not sure. Like author. Let's put my name here. Version 1.0. That should be it, right?
Yep.
Cool. Download. There we go. Next.
Yeah, the one thing that you might want to do now as well is just download it again, but then just save the XML definition of it, so that if you need to make any changes later on, you can reload that XML as well. So if you now go to download package again, and now check the box download package as XML, then you can always later on reload that exact same package. Exactly. Now you just get the XML file. You can load that XML file into the package designer. So let's say that by any mistake, you missed a folder or whatsoever, you can readjust this package.
Yeah, also nice feature.
So I think now we have all of our more or less custom functionality that we've developed outside of the scope of the tenant. So I think the only thing left then is to download the tenant itself, and I think SXA provides a real nice feature for that as well.
True. So let's go to the tenant and probably scripts.
Correct.
Packaging.
Nope.
Nope.
No, if you go a few down, then there's a quick download tenant as a package.
Ah.
which the benefit of having SXA is that SXA knows where all the, well, stuff lives that is required to run or install a tenant. So therefore, this feature will just get all of those items automatically, and it will create a zip file which has everything that needs to be installed in order to get that tenant up and running.
Cool. So yeah, then let's just create that. Well, download that package actually, right?
Yep.
Download. And here are our new files. Now we're ready to go to our Sitecore 10 installation. Here it is.
Completely different.
Yeah. Well, no, not to content, but to the control panel. And then install a package. Upload package. So first we do the rendering zip file.
Yeah.
And should we also upload the XML file?
Yes. Well, yeah, XML doesn't really matter for this instance, right?
But then the content package.
Yeah.
Next. All right, existing files. I think there shouldn't be anything, but let's see.
Yeah, chances are slim that there's the same package with the same name.
Close. So let's choose a package. That's already the right one.
Yeah.
Next. Fine, install. Restart. And should we directly install the other package, or should we have a look what got installed?
We can check just to make sure.
Yeah,
that
true.
everything's there.
So in content editor. So going from top to bottom, we would expect some solution here for our renderings. So that's what we got here. We have the services and we have the text teaser. Looks fine. We have system. So there should be our modules and system settings, feature, SXA tutorial. Also that looks pretty fine.
Yep.
And then in the templates, we have branch, feature. So the stuff for those, and last but not least, feature. Also the templates itself are here.
Yep.
Cool. So the slide set, don't forget the views. So let's do that now maybe. And then we can install the tenant on top by having everything ready that is outside of the tenant context.
Yeah.
So this is my views folder for 10. And then I have another, I have another views explorer here for 9. So here I'm in 9 and here I'm in 10. So one of the views is located under a separate folder called text teaser. So let's copy that text teaser folder here. Continue. Yes, I'm an administrator. And there it is. And the other one went into the variants folder. Services view. And let's copy that also to the variants folder. Yes, of course.
Yeah, normally in a real world project scenario, and then you would have these on the source control, right? So whenever you publish your application to a new destination, in those views would automatically be there as well.
Yes, of course. So then going back and installing our tenant. Control panel, install package. So now we're choosing the other package, which is this one. Open, next, go.
Yeah, and it shouldn't take too long since we don't have that extensive of a media library or content.
Yeah. So here we are. Let's have a look. Yeah, we got our tenant, our site, and our services pages that we created. We have the data folders with all the different data folders for the different components. We have text teasers here, we have services here, and in the presentation we will also find under available renderings the text teaser section and the services section that we use in our toolbox. And of course also our rendering variants have been copied. So text teaser rendering variant and services rendering variant is here. Yeah, so everything is there. Let's open the page and see if it works.
Yeah.
Let's take the services. So this seems that everything looks fine, at least as we've seen it also on 9.3. So last thing we do is we want to make sure that none of the templates in SXA have been changed, or if they have been changed, that also our templates upgraded. So what we can use for that is an inbuilt mechanism. So first we are going to check the version number or the internal version number of our 9.3 solution. So this we find under system settings. Was it foundation?
Yes.
Experience Accelerator and upgrade. So you can find here, for example, this current item, which contains the internal versioning number. So we can copy that versioning number over and go to the same location for SXA 10.
Yeah, and the reason that we're doing this is that, well, we installed the package, but with that we installed the package as if it were a 9.3 installation. So in all the state of those current items are just as they were in 9.3. It could have happened that the SXA team has added components, changed base templates, or made any other customizations, and they do that in a fashion that we can that we can leverage, so they can reproduce their steps using a migration wizard.
Mm-hmm. So as we can see, the new version is 11.100 or 11,100. So we are copying our old version number in here, save it, and we can directly see, and that we would see on any of the items. At least if they are not protected or anything, you will see the warning that we have to upgrade our SXA content. So let's click this link here.
Yeah, and just to add, the versions that you see here, they might be different in your installation, since we are using a pre-release version of SXA to record this. So don't use our version numbers, but use your own version numbers when you're upgrading, right?
Yes. So there has been, or it seems there is a change of a template in JSS, which doesn't affect us, but nevertheless, let's hit the upgrade button.
Yep.
And there are no changes left. So done. I would say that was the shortest upgrade of Sitecore I've ever done. And I think the longest part was the reload of the experience editor by refilling all the caches with the information from the new site that has been installed. Yeah, and even if you, well, it is a very small solution currently, which only has items and a few view files. But I think in SXA you have more things in items than you have a normal solution. And also, if you upgrade your code, then that shouldn't also take too long to upgrade from 9.3 to 10.
No, and just to add, when I developed the SXA style guide example website, then I started, I think, at SXA 1.7.1, and I've upgraded all along to 9.3. So I did these upgrades multiple times. Now we only had one step that we could take. I've seen version upgrades with like 15 to 20 different steps or whatsoever. But then, depending on the type of steps, SXA also offers you the option to more or less simulate those steps itself. So you can check whether it's gonna have any consequences for your instance and act on that. So upgrading SXA itself is definitely, compared to Sitecore, very quick and very fast and straightforward. Still, if you are upgrading your custom solution with a lot of custom code, you do want to check like the release notes and the change logs and things like that, or the upgrade guides, just to make sure that there are no configuration changes in any of the custom configurations that you are using, or any namespace changes or whatsoever. I'm not saying that they're happening that often. I think that it's really not that often that they made those hard code changes. But you just want to make sure you don't want to stare yourself blind to an issue that could have been prevented easily by just, well, reading documentation essentially.
Yeah. So then, thanks for watching this one, and see you next time.
Thanks.